time we talk about women's issues, it's with everybody that matters. Men, women, children, we are all here because there's a huge disconnect. Every time we talk about gender-based violence, we don't discuss, some of the HIV or whatever, some of the results that come from that. Or it's women, how do we heal? And we leave all the men out there. How are they supposed to know what we're feeling? We're not saying that all men are perpetrators, but we're saying that if you're a man, you have a big role to play in society. I don't need you to protect me. I am 360 degrees worth of everything that is God in me. I just need a safe environment as a woman for me to be myself and to thrive. Do you know what I mean? So if we keep having conversations and leaving we are the head, who's the head and I'm the neck, something like that. Yeah. If we keep disjointing ourselves in South Africa right now, everything that we're dealing with, if it's looting, then we'll focus on looting. If it's poverty, then we focus on poverty. We never ever want to go down to the root of why we find ourselves here. Our country's going down, and the sad part is the woman and the child are the ones that are bearing the brunt of whatever this craziness that's happening in this country right now. 8 women were raped 2 weeks ago. I cried sitting in my house reading the story about how one woman would be gang raped over and over by 20 men at a time. How is it that nobody heard none of those screams? Yesterday, so that's the extreme. Yesterday I get on social media and then I see a post, 2 girls, they're running, and if you see behind them, there's a Golf that's laying on its back with tires still, it was an accident. And the girls are running. Oh no, he had sex with us because he thought we were prostitutes, and they're running away. Why has sex become such a weapon? Why is it such a weapon? Why is it that when I feel as a woman that you, my husband, have upset me, then you're not getting it for the next week, or you sleep on the couch? There's something that we do with this energy, and this energy is that God energy. It is, you saw the apron that Sharon was wearing, the uterus, the oven. That is the Kundalini sex in its pure form, not in what we're living right now. Sex in its pure form is creation. It's that life energy. And that's why, like a fire, beautiful can warm a house, but outside a fireplace, what does a fire do? It will burn this entire mall down, right? Everything has its place. Everything has a reason why it is. My name is Andile Khailisiwi. You're wondering why Tandy said I'm a Kwaito singer. Does Kwaito still exist even? We've got my piano now. So when I started, my first love is music, and this is how I got into the industry. Kwaito was the thing back then, just after the era of bubblegum, which was in the 80s. And I've since evolved, I've grown. But what gives me credibility to stand here in front of you is the pain that I suffered as a little girl at the hands of my biological father. So I don't talk about this every day because I feel like I'm 48 now, I've been through it, I've done it, I've come 360 with this journey of healing myself. I refused, even without having the vocab, even without having the mental acuity and knowing what gender-based violence will do to a young person. I refuse though to cower and to let it define me. So when I was asking, okay, what is the theme this year? What are we talking about? And everything that has to do with gender-based violence was mentioned, including how then do you pick yourself up from that? So standing here, my first sexual experience is at the hand of someone who has made my mother pregnant and then runs away. Okay? I get born and my mom is doing the most amazing best she can with her life, and he reappears in my life and then he violates me in the worst way. And years later, it happens again on my way to boarding school, and this time I get beaten to a pulp and I have to fight to stay alive. I do that. So that's the past. And just so that you know, so I started a foundation out of my pain, and it's called the Open Disclosure Foundation. We have an office in Social Move in Pretoria. We employ about 34 staff members there. We have an office in Soweto where we employ about 8 there. And it's literally just dealing with young people, gender-based violence, and substance abuse, right? And so one of the slogans that that has sat and has made me really believe in it through the foundation in Open Disclosure is that talking is therapy and therapy is healing. Because this is the thing. For me, sexual violence is a spirit, right? Each one of us come to this earth as babies with our fists clenched, bringing our gifts, things that we're here to give and share with humanity. And I feel like when this particular act, all kinds of things happen to us, abandonment and so on. But when sexual violence in particular happens to us, it has the propensity and the tendency to really break everything about you. So that if you don't get the help that you need, you'll go the opposite extreme. So the oldest profession in the world is sex work. If you sit down with sex workers and talk to them about their history and where they've been, chances are you'll find that gender-based violence or rape and so on happen in their lives. For me, sexual violence is a spirit, and when we see the kind of heinous crime that happens around not just South Africa, the whole world, for me, because it's senseless, you can't think about what would the guy in the Eastern Cape, Mamboy, so he decided to rape a goat and the goat died. So what happens in your head when you feel like you're about to take your body and use it as a weapon against whether an animal or a human? That whole psyche in your mind. And so for me, no matter how you scream, no matter what you do, they still carry on. And mind you, it's never about the climax. It's about, I figured, from listening to stories of women and what I've gone through, it's about him saying, I'm your God at this moment. There's nothing you can do. I've got you pinned. I will get from you what I want. And when I'm done, I will leave you there. And so if such kind of evil can exist, what does that say about you and me as victims? I recently had to face the fact that I was born by the world's biggest monster. My father somehow resurfaced in my life because somebody was looking for help against him. Now, I've done the work. I wasn't that rape victim who kept quiet. I did at first because I was a kid, about 10, 11. But when I grew and I understood, okay, I am going somewhere and this pain is trying to stop me, I then knew I gotta face this and do what I gotta do to get myself to where I need to be. So I've done the work. I even started a foundation. I'm grown. I've been married. I'm divorced. I'm here. What does this guy want again in 2022? The healing journey never ever stops. Alright? For as long as you will take the time to be you, connect to source, heal every part that's broken to you, it'll always show its face in different ways. This time, you'll be sitting watching TV and see a story of 8 girls getting raped and you'll get triggered. Next time, somebody who wears a cologne that smells like a perpetrator will trigger you. The next time, it's a whole lot of things. And when you do get triggered, don't go back. When you get triggered, see it. Acknowledge it. This is taking me back to that place. I don't want to go. Acknowledge that, okay, I don't want to go there, but what are you showing me? See what you... There's a nephew of mine that I love. He's, I think, 21, 22. He was recently at my house, and I'll be upstairs watching TV. He'll be sitting by himself, and I know it's just me and him in the house, and he's talking. So I'll scream, Gamkhana, who are you talking to? I'm talking to myself, Andy. Oh, talking to yourself. We should get to do that more often. I talk to myself, but it's never loud for anybody to hear. But the thing about talking to yourself is that you can also kuza yourself. How do you say that in English? Whereas kuza, you can put yourself back in line because you're in conversation with yourself. And so when you do get those triggers, understand what that is. It's a trigger. What it's saying is, we haven't completely healed yet. Let's revisit that place. So my dad showing up 2 months ago was not because I deserve to be hurt again, or because I deserve to be bogged down in this journey of never-ending pain. No. For me, this was finally my final straw. And when the church that he supposedly belonged to said to me, oh, we'd like to do some kind of meeting with you so that you can see each other, so that he can apologize. I said, oh, I first have to speak to my parents. My actual real father, even though he wasn't my blood father, passed away 2 years ago. That's whose surname I carry, Khaili Siwi, the most amazing human being I've ever met in my entire life. He is the man that makes me believe that great and amazing men exist in this world. They are here everywhere. You just have to look. And the thing about it, we have to invite them into our space, because this is the thing. I also then realized when you have conversations with males and you're trying to date, they want to know where you've been, right? And the whole rape thing is a thing, because some will run if they find out, oh, you've been through this? No, you must then be crazy or something, screw loose because of your experience. But then it's not that. It's that you become the thing that you seek. So I've been seeking peace and healing, and I had to have my final showdown with my rapist. So the church offered, and I spoke to my family, and they were like, well, my mom was like, if you're strong enough, do it. And I was like, actually, I don't need it. What you don't realize is that you took me so rock bottom that all I could do was go high, was look deep inside of me to find the things that the person needs when they look for closure from the next person. So I don't need the closure. Actually, you go about your way. As long as you know that I live and I am the opposite of you. If I'm so spiritually gifted and you are my father, what does that mean about you? It means you are too, right? But you chose to work for darkness. And so I will not carry that. The fact that your blood runs through my veins does not make me you. And that talks to the guilt, the shame, every emotion that a rape survivor goes through. So if you're going to take anything from my little talk today, look after yourself. Be very selfish about yourself. Especially when that finger has touched you, when GBV has touched you, when the devil has wanted to leave an imprint in you. Know that you now have an entire lifetime of work to do on self, right? And when you do this work on self, don't leave those that are there for you behind. Don't leave your spouse, your partner, your mother, whoever behind. Take them with you on that journey. Live your life, wear your heart on your sleeve, and know that this is not the end, but most importantly, look after yourself, all right? So, my final thing to say to you guys, I got gifts. I recorded a video yesterday. You probably saw the video. Every time you get triggered, you get sent back, right? And so for the last 2 years, 2.5 years to 3 years now, it is, I've been processing something called sea moss. Sea moss is a sea vegetable. It's from the algae family. It's got 92 minerals and vitamins. It's one of the most powerful things you can ever consume in your body. You get it in the Caribbean. Somehow I found it because my dad was dying of cancer and I was looking for it, and at that point I found it and I was like, okay, people need to know about this. And so I make this, I make the gel that you eat. Its primary thing is that it removes phlegm from your body. Now you know glue, phlegm. Phlegm is the glue of the body. If you've got any kind of pathogen, it'll sit in the glue and replicates. So sea moss will remove that, and now it's processed and enhanced with all kinds of minerals, other minerals and vitamins. So I'm going to give 10 to everybody here. I've got creams. I want to give males first. You haven't given guys. Can I start now?